Welcome to the Complete Story series. We take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites for you to understand. And then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective company. Welcome to the end of one of my favorite superheroes. Now, we're gonna get you a little caught up, because if you've been following the older story arcs that we've already done, then you know that Deadpool has had a few interesting things happen. But a few other things happened that we never covered. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of the entire Deadpool story arc since Marvel Now. Now, first off, he joined S.H.I.E.L.D. quietly, and he was teamed up with a large black woman named Preston to battle against a bunch of dead presidents. She died in that event, and in order to save her, her soul was moved into Deadpool's body. The two of them went on a few adventures, but eventually they went on an adventure to find Deadpool's supposed wife and child, that he only recently discovered were alive and even existed. This journey was known as Deadpool, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and it brought Deadpool together with Wolverine and Captain America. But in the end, Deadpool discovered that both his wife and his child were murdered to prove a point to him. This sent him into a depressing spiral, but during the original Sin event, Preston was removed from his head and she was placed into a robotic body. It's then that she discovered the truth about Deadpool's daughter, that she was alive and well. Well, he went on another adventure in which he angered the terrorist group known as Ultimatum, and he practically killed their leader Flag Smasher for threatening to kill his daughter. He then moved his daughter Ellie, the agent known as Preston, the ghost of Benjamin Franklin, and the once evil wizard Michael into a home to live and keep them safe. While he was watching over his friends and family, he went on another adventure to recover Dracula's bride, but he eventually fell in love with her and he married Shikla. He then spent some time trying to find his inner peace, while taking some odd jobs such as trying to stop Omega Red and working with Captain America to recover the pieces of Wolverine. In the end, though, he realized that he places everyone he loves in danger. How can you be Deadpool and get to live Wade Wilson's life? How can Deadpool have a normal life with friends, family, and people that he loves? Our tale begins with Deadpool flying home from Egypt, where he just fought and let Omega Red go. But as he ponders what he should do next, he has a pseudo-nightmare. Ultimatum is coming to kill his friends and family. Meanwhile, at the home of Preston, Ultimatum's soldiers are forming up outside of the building. As the men walk forward with their guns raised, the ground begins to burn green and skeletons begin to rise out of the ground. Benjamin Franklin chuckles to Michael. "You thought I was crazy for planting an army of skeletons." "Hey man, when you're right, he replies to him as he shouts, "Lightning bolt!" Preston takes her own family and Ellie, Deadpool's daughter, and she begins to go into the safe house, which is located in the basement, as Benjamin Franklin possesses members of Ultimatum and kills them off one at a time. The new Flag Smasher, who took over when the previous Flag Smasher refused to get revenge on Deadpool, sees that the family got away and he tells his men to just burn the house down. Preston then gets everyone out the secret exit and into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s custody, and then she calls up Deadpool. "Wade, you need to come in. By now, S.H.I.E.L.D. knows what happened, and they're going to formulate a response. We can't go off half-cocked. We need a plan." But Deadpool just puts his head into his hands. "I have one. I'll fix this. Stay with the family. You'll know when this is done. Goodbye, Preston." And Deadpool hangs up as Preston tries to tell him to wait. He spends the next few days setting everything up. He kidnaps a tech guy to rig up a bunch of stuff for him, and he buys a farm with nobody around it. And he carves the coordinates into the chests of the Ultimatum members so that the new Flag Smasher knows where to go. It doesn't take long for Flag Smasher to mobilize the entire Ultimatum army. Deadpool killed off so many of their group that they just need their revenge, and it'll take every single one of them to get it. They fly in on choppers and they roll up on Deadpool in tanks, and they march in the rest of their army. But all they find is Deadpool sitting on the hood of his car, playing with a tablet. Without even looking up, he says to them, "I tried to end this situation without more violence. That was my fatal mistake." Flag Smasher stops Deadpool right there. "We're not here for a history lesson or an apology. We're here to kill you. So the least you can do is look up from your game." And Deadpool just keeps looking at it. "I don't play games." Just then, a series of unmanned drones fly in, bombing the entire farm and killing massive amounts of Ultimatum members. Deadpool then presses a button in a briefcase. "Thanks for the EMP, Tony," he says, and whoop! Every aircraft in the area hits the ground, killing off more members of Ultimatum. Deadpool simply thinks to himself, "I can't undo the mistake of killing everyone in the first helicarrier, but I can fix the mistake of letting everyone else in their little club live." He then redirects the unmanned drones straight into the ground, killing more and more of the group. At this point, Deadpool just does what he does best, and in his own words, he's just murder drunk. "Everything here needs to die. You guys are lucky," he tells them as he makes their deaths short. "Can you imagine what I would have done if you had actually killed my family? Thanks to you guys, I found where I belong. Not with the people I love, but here in hell, protecting them." And after Deadpool kills everyone in the field, he finds himself in front of a beaten and battered flag smasher. Somehow, he lived through this. "Wait, please. I thought we were just gonna kill some clownish merc. I had to kill you." "Well, you succeeded," Deadpool tells him as he puts a hole right through his face. Then, as a part of his own grand finale, he cleans up any survivors, any wounded, and anyone who's trying to save their own hide. No one walks away from this fight, not even Deadpool. And with a 3-gun salute, Deadpool dies so that Wade Wilson can live. About a week passes and Deadpool is on a boat with his family. Everyone's here, Preston with her family, Benjamin Franklin's ghost, the evil wizard Michael, and of course, his daughter Ellie. He thanks everyone for their help in putting up with him, and they all reply with, "How could they not? They're his friends." Wade closes his eyes and he thinks to himself, "I can feel it, love, and it feels warm." And then he opens his eyes, too warm. Above him is another planet, about to smash into this one. Oh man, I thought the incursion stuff was just a bunch of Avengers nonsense. Are you telling me that none of them figured this out? And as the two worlds collide, Wade holds his daughter close to his chest. "I accept this ending. I'm safe in love. I can live with this finale. And the entire world is destroyed." Now, we already know that Deadpool is going to be making a comeback during the Secret Wars with his own Secret War, and it's a pretty safe assumption that the comic is going to get revived once the Secret Wars ends. But what this does is it actually ends the sad clown comic of Deadpool, where he had friends and a family, and they were trying to develop him as a character. I'm actually sad to see the end of this run because I really did enjoy this, but comics need to move on. If you want to chat about this comic or any other, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian. And don't forget, we also run a gaming channel known as Eligible Monster, where we bring you weekly gaming variety videos from complete stories to top 6 lists. We also have a list bomb channel where we just do all of the extra research we found and we turn it into lists, such as top 8 creepiest sea creatures. We found that out when we were looking up Aquaman. Thank you guys for your time. I'm Benny for Comicstorian, and I will see you guys next time, right here.